Welcome to FX, and here we're looking at the US dollar, and it's broken our 79.72 support, so that triggers short trades, and just keep the stop above this particular daily high here at 79.83 here for the time being. What we want to be looking for is this low here to be taken out through here. This low here will probably be different on different platforms, but here it's 79.17. So, but that's what we're sort of looking at, because what if this breaks here, then it adds another higher degree in Elliott count of a bear market, and we could be looking down to 77, maybe even lower as well down that way. So, but as you can see here, it's one of the important things is here it's been working through the 80 in terms of the bounce, coming back up through here, and then vibrating across it, and then sort of retesting it here as the resistance. So it is working lower now. Yesterday, or over the last few days this week, basically we've been looking at this being the A wave, looking back for a B wave and a C wave, moving up as a retest close to the 80 or 80 whatever, but yeah, it's broken the support here, so we'll see further lows come into play through here. This little 5 waves here would see a little counter trend here, and then another 5 down through here. So this is what we're going to see on the euro as well. So the long trade on the euro was the breaking of 79.72 on the US dollar, and also here looking for the long trade here at 138.72 here as well, after this wave 4 being in play here. So we've got just a bit of a nutshell here. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 up into close to the 140 here, but to me that will be the wave 3. There'll be a wave 4 and there'll be a wave 5. So look, it's really a matter of yes, we're in a trend now, and we've got to work through the levels as we go, all the price points. So 139, of course, and then 140, which is going to be a little bit larger as well, because it's the end of the 5th wave and it's a larger number, and it'll be a larger correction. So just drilling into that there somewhat, or just looking for looking at this being an A and a B and a C here, and looking at this here now being pretty much up for 1, back for 2, 3, the 4 and the 5 moving up through here. So the one way of doing this here is taking the distance of this wave to this wave here, so it brings us in at 139.60 here as an extension of the previous wave, which is not such a bad way to go. It'd be one target. There's different ways of getting it, of course, but I find at least it's quite a safe way of getting to that price point. Yeah, as just mentioned, the wave count moving up here from wave 4, the 1, the 2, and this looks like the little 3rd wave here, which it counts as 5 waves. You see that strong wave in the middle there? That's the 3rd wave there in this case. So there may be a bigger move unfolding, but just counting it as it is, then it'll be like that. So we can expect wave 4 here to pull across here. This is the wave 4, 1 lesser degree, so it can come back to the 80 here, but it may not as well. It may just come to the 90 and then push up from there. So in terms of the next setup, if the idea was to trade from here to here, exit. Now here we're looking at an A and a B and a C wave here, perhaps down to 90 or thereabouts. But as soon as you see support on here again, then, and it's tested, then start working your way up from that point there. The Australian dollar, look, it's going pretty much sort of according to plan, but there's 2 wave counts, and I don't particularly want to get involved in them at the moment, but I think it's best, the safest thing to do is just to allow the retest here to play out. So what I mean by that, in the bigger picture, we'll be looking at the 90 here as support or resistance. So it's either this market's either going to accept the 90 and find it as support in something like this here, and then we'd definitely be looking to the upside once you got your reference point. If it's going to fail from here, then this would be here a reference point. Here it would move down, something like that there, and you just build very small positions into this here and into this here, probably more on this side actually, and less on this side, but in case it just, you know, this is the real reference point here, and the bigger picture coming down and breaking that. But you don't need to wait that long. You can glean small positions in as soon as you recognize that it's basically doomed. But either way, when it moves up here, it's going to have some sort of reaction here anyway. So this is working itself into a corner, and coming out will create quite a nice trend. So in either direction. So if it's got support there, we can be looking up at 93. If it turns out to be resistance, then we'll be making new lows for way back down here somewhere. So a trend will come from this space. So patience, and use very small position sizes, because it may take 2 or 3 times for us to get in here still. So yeah, just allow that to play out. Now, the yen crosses, just before we move into those, the euro yen and pound yen and even the Australian yen. This is the US dollar yen here, and the move down through here so far, coming down through here, is just an ABC at this stage here. So it's not a 5-wave structure. It's an A and a B and a C here. So it can move back up, and if it does find support on top of here, then we know that what's occurring here. But if this turns into a 5-wave structure from this point here, then we know that we'll get an A and a B and a C, and then we'll be looking to short from this area through here. Okay, so there's a little bit more of this to play out, a little bit like the Australian dollar's got to work itself through the 90 as well. Once that's done, then we can trade from that point. So these are the two. This is the short and this is the long. And this is the same when we look at the Australian yen as well. You can see it a bit more clearly here. We can see that this is 5 waves down here. So we've got basically down, well, it's in 3 waves, so it's 1, 2 and 3 here, nice third wave in the middle here. So it can be an A and a B and a C, or it can be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 down through to here. And if we do get 5 waves down, then you know that we'll get 3 waves back up. So as it stands, an A and a B and a C here, and it can just work higher from here and taking out this high here. As a bearish move, it'll be the 1, 2, 3, 4, coming to the 4th wave of 1 lesser degree roughly, and down for the 5th, probably into the 91 area through here. And then there would be an A and a B and a C wave. Now the C wave could just come to here, or it could push all the way up into this area, 93 here, the 61.8 retracement level, and then move back down from there, or from here. So you just need to be aware of that, but we just need to allow them to play out through here. So yeah, look, on the long side here, if 92.50 here became the support, then that would be the first position you could glean to the upside, but keep it small. Then on 92.72 as a retested support, and then start building on 93. So 93, then 93.10, 20 and 30 and 50, because we'll be looking to take out that high there. So anyway, those things are falling into place, and all the yen are going to be the same. So the pound yen here as well, we were looking for a move down through into the 50 and 60% retracement level here. So off the 70, we can expect to bounce off here. It does look bearish through here, so we'd look for a counter trend and further down in this particular case. But let's see how we go. So at the 50, 60% retracement level, it's got support. It can work higher. But either way, we expect a bounce off this level here. So let's just see how that bounces. It's going to take a session or two to understand the bounce here in 3 waves or 5 waves. The euro yen, it is slightly a bit different, but yesterday and before that we were looking at this being a wave 3 up to here. We're looking for a wave 4 here yesterday, the 38.2 retracement level that's come in. So we should see this move up here now and make a new high here. So the other yens will bounce anyway, but this one here, this euro yen will should make a new high above here. So as I mentioned yesterday, support on 143. You can build in on 10, 20 and 30 through there, and look to exit close to the 144 there. The euro Australian, we're looking for a 5-wave structure up through here. That's complete now. Now what can happen here is that there's two things. There's a bearish picture. So going back to this bounce off the 150 here, we could look at this as being an A and a B and a C here for the A wave, down for the B wave, and up for the C wave. And getting to here, we would just simply see it fail from here and move lower, okay? The other one here is that from here we would see an A and a B and a C here, and then finding support here and moving further up through here. So I think this failure one is likely because this particular move up through here, all of this is not really impulsive, you know, it's more of a corrective pattern through here, so it makes it a corrective rally. And yeah, and this one here, you know, you could probably squeeze, it's a bit difficult to read, so, but it's a typical B wave. If the A wave is complicated, B wave will be simple, and the C wave will be, well, C wave's always in 5 waves, so, you know, it's quite a nice A, B, C correction for a larger wave 4 here. So let's just drill in here a little bit, see if we can just go in a little bit further through here. So you could probably, you know, any failed retest here, you know, you could probably look to have a short here by taking some lows out here, but just keep it small. There'll be plenty of time to build in over here if that's the case. Yeah. Alrighty, well, that's it. Cheers.